We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Hello, and welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. We're so excited for you to be here for show 58. And this morning, we are joined by the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado of Small Space Pilates, our interview king, Adam Rothenberg of the entertainment platform Call Me Adam, the Princess Kim White, the fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team, and myself, Jill Olish, an ambassador of moms with Mama Outspoken. And good morning to you watching. We are glad that you are here today for another great show. We are still missing our dear friend Carrie Zarb, who is out saving the world. And Kim, we are glad that you are back with us today. Kim, would you like to take us into our first segment?
Thank you, Jillo. And yes, I cannot wait to get into entrepreneur land, and I missed you all. I love that little jingle, I have to say. I am very thrilled to hear it again. This week's theme for Entrepreneurland and the show is being open to new opportunities. I think this is an exciting theme, y'all.
This could go in any direction. I'm just going to say. We could be here for a while. I'm just going to jump in and say that regardless of whether you're an entrepreneur or just someone watching this show, that you have to be open to something in order to learn anything about it, even if it's just listening. And how many times have you gone to something and you just didn't want to go, and then you went and you were glad you went, you're glad you did it. So I think in order to grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, you have to be open to opportunities, new opportunities, different opportunities.
And I think, Kat, bouncing off of that is if you are open to new opportunities and you go to, let's say, a meet and greet or a mixer or something, and maybe you realize the mixer wasn't for you, but you still have the opportunity to meet somebody there that could become what's the word I'm looking for? That you could partner with, that could become a colleague, it could become a friend, it could become a mentor. So even if you go to an event and in the end you're like, this wasn't the best thing for me, and maybe I won't go to the next one, but at least I met this person and I hope to stay in touch with them.
And maybe they can even be a referral. They could say, I can't help you, but I know somebody who can.
It's definitely a new connection, and that's what we're talking about this month too. So it's scary to jump in and be open to new opportunities, but that's what we're doing as entrepreneurs. Is everything is really new to us, so why not try it? What can't come out of being open to a new opportunity?
I think being open to a new opportunity also affords you the opportunity to find out what you don't like also. Because if you're offered something new and it's not your flavor or it's not your thing, then at least you know it. But when you are closed off and you don't try anything new, you are going to be stuck, y'all. I'm going to say, don't get stuck.
Stuck and bored.
Stuck and bored. Good ad, Kat.
Well, is it time to jump ahead to see what amazing things the community has done this week with the GME Chronicles?
Can I add something really quick as we go?
Of course.
So, GME Chronicles is our version of wanting to celebrate out loud, but it's also our version of being living proof of things, so that if you, the watcher, are seeing something and you're going, wow, that's awesome. Remember, everything on this started at 0. And remember that everything on this, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do, because that's not who we are either. We're normal, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And we want to share that with y'all. So I just don't want it to be that everybody thinks we're bragging every week, because we are proud of what's happening. But it is for inspiration and motivating y'all watching. So just saying all that.
That was very well said, Kim.
Thank you, Adam.
And here's this week's GME Chronicles.
Thank you, Kim and Carrie. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, April 26th, 2024. The GME Chronicles is the celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share these numbers out loud with you to show you what is possible when we can come together. The total of 17 events last week included Kat's Pilates classes, Carrie's The Money Barista Club, and 6 mastermind sessions with My Sexy Business. On Clubhouse, Kat and Yvonne hosted on Monday, Adam and Denise hosted the Not Creepy Room on Wednesday, followed by mine and Linda's room on Thursday. On LinkedIn Audio, Donna hosted her room on Tuesday. Adam posted 1 interview, My Sexy Business posted 1 blog, and 72 YouTube clips, and went live with show 57 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. 7 podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Bearing It All with Call Me Adam, Mucked Up Mind Self-Care, Late Bloomer Living, Sisters in Service, The Money Barista, Buckets and Boom Gates, and 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series. This week's total of 99 brings our grand total to 4,547 amazing things. We look forward to more updates next week, and if you are ready to join in on the fun around here, coming up this week, we have the vision board party coupled with sticky note time, panel, and party on Monday evening, Donna's show and tell on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon is Yvonne's Age Agitator Club, and on Wednesday and Thursday, we have the Groundwork Brigade open house. Back to you, Carrie and Kim. I have to say, each of those things that everyone has done started out as new opportunities.
Ooh.
Oh, Jill, that is brilliant.
That's brilliant. Yes.
Yes. I will say, can I just say, speaking for myself, that the interview that I posted was a new opportunity that I got. And if I didn't reach out to try to get that opportunity, I may not have had that interview to post.
I don't know if y'all remember, Adam, don't listen for a second. I don't know if y'all remember the show California Dreamin', but Adam just interviewed the entire cast and was like the host for an event for them. And it was pretty amazing, y'all. I just want to say that. So, Adam, you can listen again. I just wanted to brag for a second about what you did.
Thank you.
Can I add something real quick, Kim? For anyone listening, sometimes you feel like you have to know everything in order to do all of this. And for all of you, I'm an ABC 1, 2, 3 girl, so you got to break it down for me. I learned all of these things, and if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I love it, Kat. I'm with you. I think just making sure everybody knows that we all learned this stuff. We had to be open. I'm going to play off of what Jill's little like parlay was. If we hadn't taken the new opportunities, we would have none of these numbers. So that's another thing too, is you never know what will happen when you get, like when you start at zero. You never know that you'll get to 4,000 bazillion, which is what I see every time we look at the Chronicles. But it's amazing to me to see what everybody's doing.
Well, shall we cheers to an incredible week of amazing things?
Yes. With my imaginary cup.
Yes.
I took Kat's place with a water bottle today.
We take turns.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
So, true story. I don't have a cup because I am not at home. So I'm going to say that out loud, that my little imaginary cup is got all the coffee flowing, though, I can tell you.
And
that's cheers. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
No, you
I'm
go,
sorry.
Kat.
I was just going to say that's cheers to everything we've done, but cheers to Carrie, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. If Carrie hadn't taken the new opportunity that she had, if she wouldn't have been open, she wouldn't be out saving the world right now. And right now she's got her, as Adam said, she's turned her her apron from the front to the cape to the back, flying across Australia as we speak.
Yes, that is very true. And can I just say, speaking of superheroes like Carrie, and TV shows are very wound into things that are happening with me this week. The mug that I chose this week is from Beauty and the Beast, the TV show from the 80s. And I used to watch it every week with my dad. And I just love this mug so much because it makes me think of all those fun times we had together.
Oh,
I love that. So, Adam, as the interview king, I'm sure you're used to asking many pertinent questions to your guests. So I'm going to ask you, what is the question of the week?
Kat, the question of the week is coming up right now. Here's a question from one of our viewers. How do I ask for what I want in my business?
I love this question. I'm going to come out of the gate hot, y'all. I can't help it. So it's always a no if you don't ask. That's the first thing I'm going to say. And a lot of times we don't know what to ask for because we don't really know what we want in the beginning. You might be asking for something that you actually don't want. Let me say that. But everything boils down to negotiations. When you figure out what you want, negotiate for it, ask for it, find a way to find someone who knows about what you're wanting. So I'm just going to say courage. Courage is the key. Ask. Don't hesitate to ask. So I come out of the gate hot, y'all. Now it's your turn.
She jumped the line, Kim. You jumped the line.
Well, can I piggy?
Go ahead.
No.
I'm
Kat,
sorry,
you and
Adam.
we're so in sync. You go first, Kat. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Kim took my answer, so I had to come up with something else. I think you have to be very clear on what it is you want. And I think once you're clear, and you may still not know what you want, but if you talk to someone or ask someone who is knowledgeable, they can pretty much pick out what it is that you're trying to ask. And I think being clear is super important.
And I was going to say, piggybacking off of what Kim said about asking for what you want. When I used to work in group sales for theater, we had a client who would always ask questions. And sometimes it would be the most absurd question, but he would always say, and this has stayed with me to this day, he would always say, you can't get a yes without asking the question. And I always found that to be so true. And I think about that now when I want something. Well, if I don't ask for it, I'll never get it. So that's something that I feel like would correlate to this answer as well, to this question.
I feel like you guys all took the good answers. But I think I actually have a question to this question is, how do I get to know what I want for my business, which comes from, Kat, what you said, and getting clear about figuring that out. And then I think it's asking ourselves the question, well, what do we want for our business? And a little bit of research. I know that's my sticky point, but by asking around and trying to find out, well, what do you do to do this? Or who do you talk to figure out how to do this? Finding community and making connections are all part of that too.
Great answers, y'all. Just saying.
Well, I hope we've answered that question for our viewer and you watching. I'd love to shift us over into our first segment from one of our roving reporters now, our freaking fabulous Kat Corchado, the one half of the Salty Sisters, bringing us some much needed stretches for our entrepreneurial bodies. So let's head on over.
The freaking fabulous Kat Corchado, proud US Air Force veteran, health and wellness professional, founder of Small Space Pilates, podcast host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Are you ready for week 3 of those in the bed stretches? This one's a good one because when we sit, this is for the hamstring, but it's going to feel good at the same time. So you're in your bed, you've done week 1 stretch, week 2 stretch. You're going to pull the knee into the chest, grabbing behind the thigh. Pull the front of the thigh to your rib, hold it there, snug, and then stretch the leg like this. Now, I always tell clients to kick over your head. If you can't, that's okay. Do about 3 to 5, and then switch. Each side's going to feel slightly different. And stretch. Ooh, this one feels very different. There you go. 3, 2 more. Last one. Good. So you can see that they don't take much time at all. So are you going to be ready for week 4? It's going to be exciting. You can do all of these all at the same time, 5 minutes. That's it. Make sure these exercises or these stretches are appropriate for you by checking with your physician and or your physical therapist. So until next time, back to you, Kim and Carrie.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that segment, Kat. I'm loving these in-bed stretches because with a toddler, for me, I like to stay in bed as long as possible, and getting those stretches really help me do it away from him because otherwise he'd be on top of me, jumping around like a trampoline. But for more fantastic stretches, strength training, Pilates exercises, Kat has a free week that she offers to anyone who is interested to see if she is a good fit for them, with her Small Space Pilates. So get in touch with Kat by heading to our website to claim your spot now or when you are feeling fit to do so.
Thank you, Jill. I was really hoping I could see Adam because he always tries to do these stretches while he's sitting in his chair. So I was wondering if I was waiting for him to start doing them. I'll ask you later. I'll ask you later, Adam. And with that, we are going to go to our next roving reporter, the other half of Salty Sisters. She's also the prez of the Age Agitators Club, Yvonne Marchese, with Entrepreneurship Later in Life.
Yvonne Marchese, Age Agitator, podcast host, community builder, branding photographer, published author, event speaker, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. Have you ever made a vision board or done visualization? Do you think that's all woo-woo? I do want to tell you, I just did a vision board, and 1 week after I put something on my vision board, it was done. Kind of crazy. They work because they put your brain to work for you in bringing focus towards what you want. So let's talk about visualization for a second. When you visualize, a lot of times the things that are recommended to do is to visualize what you want out there. What is it you want? And that is certainly important. But it's also important to visualize some of the challenges that could be put in your way as you're going along the process. And here's the trick. Visualize yourself overcoming those challenges. And that then gives you a more realistic look at what you're going to have to face, because there are going to be challenges. So think about what they could be, anticipate them, and then visualize yourself overcoming the challenges. That's all for now. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Oh my gosh, I love Yvonne.
I know. I'm like, yeah, Yvonne, that sounds great. It's like, I wish I could do everything that she says, because she's just awesome at what she does. She is an age agitator. And speaking of her Age Agitators Club, she has one coming up Wednesday, May 1st at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And even if you're not part of the club, I think if you connect with Yvonne, you could probably come and be there. It's fun, you all. It's fun. I'm telling you, it's a good time.
And you know what I love about this segment from Yvonne, specifically for this week's show, is that this coming Monday is the My Sexy Business Vision Board Party that's hosted by the one and only Jill Olish. So if you've never made a vision board or you want to update your vision board, this is the perfect time to come. And like Yvonne mentioned in her segment, that she had something come to fruition just a week after putting it on the vision board. And I know I've had things come to fruition from my vision board. So I think that for you, the entrepreneur watching or anybody watching, if you want to make some things happen in your life, come to the vision board party this Monday and connect with Jill to find out how you can join the fun. It's a free event. So she will take you through creating a vision board if you've never made one. And if you are ready to update yours, you can do that during the party as well.
I love doing a vision board. It's very relaxing, and you get a chance to just dream. You know, what do you want to come true? And I've had several things come true for my vision board. So don't think it's all woo-woo. It does work. I'm just going to say.
It does. And you know what else works is taking a look at this commercial from one of our sponsors, all about Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, which I need to ask Kim something about when we come back from it.
This show is sponsored by Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. Are you an entrepreneur who is focused on making an impact,
but you haven't figured out how to make an income doing it?
We spent years trying to figure out how to do both.
And we realized the business adventure is not a one-size-fits-all. I'm Kim White. I'm the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team.
And I'm Kerry Zarb, Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine.
And she's a brilliant entrepreneur, by the way.
We both understand how it feels to believe we are the only ones who can't figure things out.
So we decided to join forces so we could get in the trenches with you.
We lead a very special mastermind group so you can be confident in strategically implementing
the right things in the right order so that you too can get the best possible results.
We cover a variety of topics based on what you need,
including building a business that you own and doesn't own you.
We even address things like social media strategy and simple tech solutions.
If you would like to meet other entrepreneurs who are living proof of what is possible,
come and join us at Groundwork Brigade Mastermind Open House.
So Adam, do we need to pull Kim up to ask this question?
If she's available, I would love to.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
I'm kind of scared, y'all.
No, my question for you, Kim, is I thought at one point you had mentioned that Groundwork Brigade Mastermind came from your own vision board. I didn't want to say it because I didn't know if it was 100% true or not, but did that come from your vision board?
That did, and so did GME, the show you're watching. That also is on my vision board.
So that's just two more reasons why you should come to the vision board party on Monday, because like Kim she had this show in mind and Groundwork Brigade Mastermind and both have been happening now since she had it on her vision board.
And even more new opportunities that she was open to doing.
Look at you, Jill. You guys are doing such a fabulous job.
Dots everywhere.
Love it.
Well, another dot to connect is conversations and storytelling for entrepreneurs, because how else are we going to connect these dots between connections other than having conversations? So let's head over to our next segment with Linda Bonney.
Linda Bonney is a published author, conversationalist, writer, storyteller, podcast host, production manager, and GME roving reporter.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Today, I want to talk about putting a boom gate on your conversations. Now, as a storyteller, I love to collect stories and often hear the phrase, I don't know why I'm telling you this. However, etc., etc. Now, while I appreciate and really love the stories that are often shared with me, I need to remember that all talk and no action doesn't make a very successful entrepreneur. In the past, I've had to add time limits to conversations and say, I'm only available for about 5 minutes or 15 minutes. It's a hard thing to do sometimes because often we don't like to say no. We don't like to feel rude. We don't like to interrupt. Maybe you need to excuse yourself from a conversation. Just think about how much time you are spending having conversations, especially if you're someone who likes to overshare or hear stories like I do. Is there a way that you need to boomgate your conversations in order to get a balance back in your entrepreneur business? That's it for now. Back to you in the GME studio.
Oh my goodness. I feel that, so I don't know how all the Roving Reporters did it today to get all of these segments intertwined with new opportunities and connections, and it's just one after the other.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Jill.
Well, if you have not looked into it yet, Linda has a whole volume of collections of interviews and stories that she went on this huge journey with a whole bunch of people in her community, and they are absolutely fantastic to read through. And she's on collection 3, actually working on building the whole volume for purchase soon. I'm so excited to be a part of collection 1, and I think a lot of us are sprinkled throughout some of these collections. So head on over to her space to get your copy now and join in on the conversations around, because I think she's working on season 2 of Stories with a Sunday Roast podcast as well.
Oh my God, so many exciting things happening with her. It's so great to watch. And somebody else who is certainly helping everybody in our community become more findable is our very own findability queen, Denise Millay. So we should go to her segment on, oh my God, I just totally forgot where I was, on helping entrepreneurs be found online.
Denise Millay, a findability queen, tech simplifier, game show host, published author, website builder, founder of M Media Group and GME roving reporter.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Today we are going to talk about review and adjust. And I mean reviewing and adjusting the results of our keyword work and what we've done with our content for search engines. So we know what a keyword is. They're the phrases or words we've chosen to describe ourselves, the ones we think our customers are going to use in a search engine to find us, right? We want to go into our search engines on occasion. This is a long game, so don't do it the day after you've put the content out there, but once a month. Open an incognito window in your browser. You don't need any fancy tools. Enter the search terms that you think that you were targeting, that you were putting in your content, and see what comes up. See what the search results pages are. find your entries. If it's not the way you wanted it to look, if it's not the right words aren't showing, or you think that you're not included there at all, then go back to your content. Make it better for the robots to read. Include more synonyms, more depth of content. And that way they can choose it as a good candidate to give to their searching users. It's just something that you have to do. It's a cycle. Do it on a regular basis, once a month, and you'll see that you can refine your content instead of always starting from scratch. We do this because we want you to be findable. If they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Oh my gosh, I love Denise Millay so much, and she has really helped. I'm going to speak for myself. Has really helped me become more findable online, and using a lot of her tips and tricks, I have seen more people come to my entertainment platform to view it, and I love, because Kat, you're the ABC girl. I love how Denise breaks everything down into bite-sized pieces, and which allows us to really understand what she's talking about.
Absolutely. You know, like you said, I'm the ABC 1, 2, 3 girl. You know, someone starts talking up here, all I hear is wah, 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 like Charlie Brown's teacher. And so she, you know, uses these examples. She walks you through it. So, you know, she doesn't just tell you, she shows you how to do it. And so Denise is helping people connect and be found online. But our next roving reporter helps with her connections and showing appreciation to your clients, our Miss Donna Bender.
Yes. Oh, and I almost forgot, before we connect with Donna, I did want to let everyone know that one way that Denise also helps all of us become more findable is through her book, Be Findable. And if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. And I just started reading the book. I am up to chapter 4 so far. And the way that Denise describes ways that you can get more people to come to your site, it's so great to have a book like this by your side. And I'm very grateful that she has it out there. It's a great reference book. And as someone who has been in her orbit for a while, I still have found things in the book that I did not know. So thank you, Denise. And now we should go connect, like you said, Kat, with Donna Bender. So here we go. Wait a minute. Hold on one second. I had the wrong thing. I'm having a little button issue today. Hold on one moment, please.
Donna Bender is a certified Givologist branded product specialist, corporate marketing trainer, creator of The Giving Plan, show host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Thank you, Kim and Carrie. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on showing your appreciation on Kentucky Derby Day, which is May 4th. So today I'm dressed in my derby best with my big hat, my satin gloves, and my chic shawl, ready to dive into excitement of the Kentucky Derby, also known as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. The Kentucky Derby isn't just about horse races. It's a celebration of tradition, of fashion, and of course, the mint julep. It is a perfect occasion to show appreciation in unique and memorable ways, steering clear of those major holidays when everyone else is sending gifts. So here are 3 Kentucky Derby inspired gift ideas that will make your clients feel like they're in the winner's circle. You could put a great gourmet gift basket together and include a mint julep cup and the recipe plus the ingredients. Another idea are these fabulous binoculars. They can stargaze, they can bird watch, they can look at panoramic views, but it's something that every time they look through it, they will think of you. And a fabulous book on Kentucky and the Bluegrass State and the Derby, because there's beautiful photographs, is another great way to celebrate Kentucky Derby Day. So as we celebrate this day, let's remember it's all about making bold statements, whether through fashion, the thrill of the race, or the way we show appreciation to those important to us. The effort will make a lasting impression. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
I love her segments. I can't wait to see what she does, what she's wearing. I mean, Dawn is just amazing. Not only should, and the costumes and stuff that she dresses up for, but she's so knowledgeable about gifts you can give to your clients, branded products, etc. And Donna also has what's called a show and tell, and she's having another one. If you haven't been, you need to go. If you don't know Donna, you need to connect with her. It's this Tuesday, April 30th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
She really does an amazing job of bringing what we consider corporate gifts a new light and making them super unique. And that's why I love her segments, because she makes them enjoyable just as much as it makes it enjoyable to receive those gifts. So you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we are so glad that you are here. You are joined with our hosts today, myself, Jill Olish, Kat Corchado, and Adam Rothenberg, who is off screen, along with Kim White. And you can catch them as we continue on the show. So
thank you, Jill. I think it's time we went to our next commercial from our sponsor, the Money Barista Club.
Do you find your finances confusing or overwhelming? Well, guess what? You're not alone. I'm Kerry Zarb and I am the Money Barista. It's time to take away those sleepless nights, all the stress and pressure we feel from those flippin' digits. Finances can be hard, and this is why your seat at the virtual cafe is reserved in the Money Barista Club. Our meetups are held on the third Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. Central Time, and I'm inviting you to join us to ask questions, gain access to resources so that you can get in control of your business finances. This is where coffee meets money. Are you ready? What are you waiting for? It's time for you to be in the driver's seat of your finances. Head over to kerryzarb.com/club to join me in the virtual cafe and start controlling the beans in your business today.
I think I need coffee and money, so maybe I should join the club. I'm just going to say.
that I need to go launch all of our vision boards on Monday.
Oh, and speaking of money, our next roving reporter, the Money Barista, and that's Carrie Zarb, and she's going to be talking about rescheduling.
Carrie Zarb is a rock star podcaster, brilliant entrepreneur, director of Zinc Business Solutions, cover girl, mastermind leader, and GME roving reporter. Let me introduce you to Carrie Zarb, the Money Barista. In her famous words, let's go, it's coffee time. She also says happy biz beans to you because she's a financial guru. She hosts the Money Barista podcast. She has the Money Barista savings tool that she created and has saved over $100,000 for this community. She also is the leader of the Money Barista Club, where she helps everybody get in control of their finances, and she's the author of the Money Barista book, All Things Money and Coffee. She loves beans of all kinds.
Welcome to the Virtual Cafe for this week's segment about business finances. I think it's time that we spoke about rescheduling working on our business finances. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person that puts off things that I don't want to work on, things that don't light me up. When this happens, we can find ourselves putting off things that don't bring us joy. And I understand business finances may not bring you joy. If this is the case and you've caught yourself rescheduling that date with your digits, think about how far you're putting it off. What happens when we constantly reschedule the date with our digits? Suddenly we feel overwhelmed. Sometimes it takes tax time for us to realize how far we actually rescheduled the date with our digits. All of this equals more stress and more pressure, more feeling of overwhelm, more feeling of being behind, more concern, less decision making, all the things that we don't need in our business finances. So if you do need to reschedule that date with your digits, I want you to think really carefully about how far in advance you are rescheduling. If it's a day or 2 or 10, that might be okay. Think about what you're doing to yourself by pushing it further and further out. Think about the overwhelm and the stress that you're bringing upon yourself when you really do have to catch up. Life happens, things come our way that we don't expect. No one has the crystal ball, and we can't predict when those things are going to happen. So therefore, take advantage of scheduling that date with your digits. Make sure it is on your calendar to begin with, and then if you do need to reschedule it, just move it a little bit, not an overwhelming amount. Don't make it so hard for yourself that you have this overwhelming amount of catch-up because you rescheduled too often. That's all today from the Virtual Cafe. Back to you, Kim.
She makes money just sound so like I want to listen to her, and I'm so not I won't say I'm not a money person. I'm definitely a money person, but keeping up with my digits, as she likes to say. But even if you're not a part of her club, you can also go to Carrie's book, The Money Barista. And I'm sure she's got all kinds of information in there, which here's another book that's on my list, guys. And by the way, my birthday's coming up. So if you need the list, let me know.
It's on my list because I know I need all the help I can get with my business. So I'd like to head over to our next segment, who is actually sponsored by our Cat Corchado in our Military Minute.
What does tenacity for you mean coming from the military and going into business?
When I think of tenacity, I think of it's a don't quit kind of concept. I was a single parent in the military, and you can't just go, I don't want to do this anymore. Because when someone else is relying on you, that changes everything. And so I carried that in to my business it's not always 100 miles a minute going forward. Sometimes you have to slow way down. Sometimes you have to stop and realize where you are. And sometimes things are really hard and you just have to say, okay, let me just breathe here. Let me just stop. Let me just take a moment. And then you start to move forward. Maybe it's in steps. Maybe you go 100 miles an hour again. But I think being tenacious is just that don't give up attitude. And I think that when you have that don't give up mentality, that you can't help but be successful. I didn't get through the military without it. And trust me, after being in there for 20 years, you have good days and bad days, just like in business. You have days when things just flow and you're just patting yourself on the back, and days when it's not there. But it's okay. You just breathe. You know that this is temporary, and you keep moving forward.
Oh, Kat, thank you so much for bringing us this segment each week from your podcast, Sisters in Service, because it is super impactful for those who are retired from the military and military families, and especially those looking to go into entrepreneurship. So thank you again so much for bringing that each week.
I love her Military Minute segments. And, one other mama in our community who's very tenacious is our very own Jill Olish. So it is time to go into her segment for Mama Entrepreneurs.
Jill Olish is the founder of Mama Outspoken, executive team leader, postpartum awareness advocate, vision board party host, event coordinator, podcast host, GME associate producer, and a roving reporter.
Thanks, Carrie and Kim. When I became a virtual assistant and I was in the middle of my maternity leave, I had already been isolated for quite a long time because it was in the middle of 2020. And that's all we're going to say about that. But I was really scared that I'd be working alone a lot if I were working from home as a virtual assistant. I didn't realize the ability to have a team was going to be something I would be able to include in my business adventure. So I found the My Sexy Business team, and I realized that this was a whole new way of working. I got to bring the comforts of what I had in an office setting with coworkers virtual. I got to meet when we needed to with team members. I got to work with other people. It may not have been virtually face to face, but it was definitely through messaging. But I also had the opportunity to work alone at the same time. What was also nice is I had clients, people that would communicate with me and ask me for things that I got to see on camera. And for me, when I started out, they were actually local. So I got to meet in person with them. It wasn't until 3 years down the line when the My Sexy Business team got to meet in person, but it was totally worth the wait. And along the way, there have been times where we've gotten together to work on things at the same time. I held co-working sessions. Well, it was really co-creating sessions because we got to go on Zoom together and just work, even if it was in silence, but we weren't alone. So remember, if you are working from home as an entrepreneur or as any business, you have both the opportunity to work alone or with someone else. Back to you, Carrie and Kim.
Oh my gosh, that is so great what Jill said. And I never realized how much a co-creating session could help as somebody who works from home, because I love the time that I'm given to work by myself. But then when we're all together doing something, even if we are in silence, it is nice just to know that you can look up at your camera and say, hey, I have a question, and somebody is there to answer your question.
I like both too. There's advantages to both of them, and just one or just the other, I think there isn't a good mix up of it. So I like that too, Adam. I really do.
And one other thing I like about Jill is that she is the hostess with the mostest. And as I mentioned earlier, she is going to be hosting this Monday's vision board party. And this is your official second invitation for you to join us. And if you've never created a vision board, you don't know what one is, this is the perfect time. Jill will take you through step by step how to create one. And if you already have a vision board and you're looking to update it, this is also the perfect time to attend the party, because you'll be given the time and space with other people around, like Jill was talking about, co-creating, to update your vision board. So we hope to see you this Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time, and connect with Jill to find out how you can attend again for free. It's a free event and a fun night.
I love the vision board parties, and I'm beginning to call Jill the queen of vision board parties. So you have a princess, we have a queen of vision board, and now we're going to our next roving reporter, who I call the king of interviews, our own Adam Rothenberger with Entrepreneurs in Entertainment.
Adam Rothenberg is a media personality, interview king, clubhouse manager, published author, event coordinator, red carpet correspondent, GME associate producer, and roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. It's Adam, and I am back in the closet for yet another edition of Behind the Curtain. Now, I know I recently told a behind the curtain story about getting to be part of Mark Summers' off-Broadway show when I went to see it. But since that time, I have had the opportunity to interview him on my podcast, Burying It All with Call Me Adam. Now, here comes the behind the curtain story. As you listen to our interview, you'll hear some accolades that Mark gave me about the questions I asked. But what you won't hear on that episode is what Mark told me after we stopped recording. So after the interview officially ended and I stopped recording, Mark told me that he normally says no to podcast interviews, or he'll ask the host to send him 5 questions that he has not been asked, and most people fall through. He said, but you, sir, asked great questions and really thought outside the box. You did a great job. I mean, for someone who grew up watching Mark host Double Dare on Nickelodeon, this comment meant the world to me. And it is a moment I will remember forever. So that is today's behind the curtain story. It's back to you in the GME studio.
That was great, Adam. I think, Mark just said out loud what we all think anyway. I'm just going to say. And for those of you that want to be in the know, Adam doesn't have a website. Adam has an entertainment platform with over 1,500 interviews of people you could just imagine that he's interviewed. And I heard a rumor that may or may not be true, that if you get on his platform, that he may or may not have a book coming out soon. So you need to stay connected with Adam Rothenberg.
Oh, thank you, Kat.
Go
rumors
ahead.
are true, that there is a book coming out. And I'll just say, if you want to be the first to know about it, you could sign up for my Call Me Adam Digest, and you could be the first to know about the book.
So, Adam, I know that you have a picture.
I do, Kat. This is one of my favorite moments from my interview with Mark. We did it over Zoom, and it just shows some of the fun times that we had laughing and getting along throughout the interview.
I have to say, now that I've seen the picture, I recognize him. I'm like, oh, okay, I do know who this is.
Yes, it was a very special day for sure.
It's so exciting to see all of the people that you get to interview. And I love that you do include them on your vision board. So I'd love to bring us to a short commercial break from one of our sponsors about vision boards.
Do you remember making vision boards, getting a bunch of magazines and cutting out all the pretty images and headings? Do you remember feeling the drive after doing that and wanting to work so badly on obtaining all those things? I'm Jill Olish, the executive leader of the My Sexy Business team and host of our vision board parties. Vision boards are a powerful tool we use to help create the life we want. We can make our dreams our reality. And now we are bringing the fun to the community. You are invited to join us for our next vision board party. Whether this is your first time or you're due for an update, we will be working on updating our own vision boards and celebrating some of our wins from the quarter too. Bring your goals, aspirations, imagination, and snacks to create the visual roadmap to your dream life. RSVP with your email for the Zoom link at mysexybusiness.com.
God, I can't wait for Monday's vision board party. And I just want to say that Cyndi Lauper is not the only girl who knows how to have fun. Jill Olish knows how to have fun during the vision board party. So you definitely have to sign up to come. And I believe something else that came from Kim's vision board, and I believe hopefully when she comes back up, she'll be able to confirm this, is the Princess Speak vocabulary, Princess Speak dictionary. I think that came from her vision board as well. And it is time to go into Princess Speak. So let us step into it right now.
Well, Princess Speak is the simple entrepreneur language for business owners that our community uses to make things easy for all of us. And I can't wait to tell you what this week's phrase for Princess Speak is. And y'all are going to giggle, I'm sure. But it's flexible like cooked spaghetti, or sketty as we call it. And here's the thing, y'all. When we are closed, because the theme of the show is new to or open to new opportunities, when we're closed off, it's like not cooked spaghetti. Think of that little sketty, and you try to like touch the ends of it, and what does it do? It breaks. So when you're an entrepreneur and you have cooked your sketty, you can touch the ends and make a circle and make it what you want because of that flexibility. So I know it's a silly visual, but every time you cook sketty from now on or eat sketty, I hope you think of being flexible as an entrepreneur.
So many things require us to be flexible as humans. So making sure that in our entrepreneur adventure, we are too, and not I'm going to say sticklers, right? Sticklers, like straight. Yeah. It's going to be super helpful when we are like really trying to grow our business and jump into those new opportunities.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
love that.
me too.
I'm sorry, Adam.
Don't be sorry, Kat. We're both in sync with each
waiting.
other.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love that analogy, Kim, of how cooked spaghetti you can bend and it doesn't break, and then the uncooked spaghetti it does break. And it does remind me of the times that I have been closed off to opportunities, and it's only after I don't do something that maybe I think back, oh, should I have done that? Oh, should I have gone this way? It's all the shoulda, woulda, couldas. But I do like to start thinking. I have over the years become more open to new opportunities, and I have no idea where I was going to go with that. So that's what I'm just going to end my comment with.
I think for me, when being an entrepreneur, you have to be flexible with other people's schedules. When you are trying to get guests for your podcast and they have to reschedule for whatever reason, or you have to reschedule something that you thought you had time to do, but you didn't have time, and you have to be able to look at your schedule and say, I can fit it in here. So I think being flexible is great. I think when Kim was talking about, where you can take the ends and touch the ends of the spaghetti, and I kept thinking, wow, that's kind of like playing with your food. Well, that's fun too. So isn't that being flexible when you can play with your food?
I love that.
Well, Kat, sparked something for me is, and Kim, your analogy, it's like putting ourselves in the person who we're trying to help's shoes and being flexible with what they would expect from us and not doing things our way and how we would be wanting to do something. And that's where the circular comes in, because we're having to be flexible and seeing something from someone else's point of view too.
I think you guys are amazing at seeing things in a different way. And I know my analogies are silly, but it's one of those things that everyday food, which is spaghetti, when we have that and we remember to take care of those people who are believing in us, because our clients and our customers believe in us is why they're buying from us. So it's very important. So I love all of your perspectives and thank you for that. And I'm going to say, for you, the entrepreneur watching, always be open to new opportunities and stay flexible like cooked spaghetti. Love y'all, and let's dance it out.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.